Eastern Europe were murdered by the Nazis in their own villages by Nazi mobile killing groups called Einsatzgruppen. And with me today is a Catholic priest who has made it, I don't know if I can call it his life's mission, but certainly his mission for the last 10 years or so, to raising awareness of this relatively little known chapter of Holocaust history. The Holocaust, the forgotten Holocaust, the Holocaust by bullets. That's the name of his book. Father Patrick Desbois is with us. Father Desbois, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
And also with us, I guess, Fanny, I can say you're the woman responsible for bringing Father Desbois to town. Fanny Wedro, she has set up the Fanny Wedro Holocaust Education Fund. And Fanny, you yourself are a survivor of one of these massacres, aren't you?
Yes.
Can we talk about that a little bit first, if you don't mind? You were, as I understand, a girl of 14 in was it Koretz, Poland?
Koretz, yeah.
And how big a town was that? How much of the population? What percentage of the population was Jewish? Tell me what happened and when.
Most of the population were Jewish, and our neighbors, the Polish and Ukrainian, were living around us, but we also had neighbors, but most of the Jewish population were in Koretz.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a vibrant Jewish town until 1941, when the Germans came and exterminated us. Simple as that. They just killed us, they slaughtered us. And that what happened in my town. From our town, barely, when we were liberated, in our town we sat around from 5,000 people. So all 5,000 people. That's all we sat by a table, Pesach, with only 15 people. And that's all that was left.
15 of 5,000?
Yeah, some of them are still alive because they survived because when they took them into the army when the war started.
Mm-hmm.
So they were mobilized into the army and they were in Russia. And some of them sent out. So when they returned, some of them were killed and some returned. But around the table that we survived, we were in hiding and in the forest, from the forest. That's all we came as soon as we were liberated. And that was in April 44,
mm-hmm.
we were already, that's all we were, is 15 people around the table.
Wow.
That's all we were.
So you were one of those who hid in the forest?
Yes, I was hiding, I was in the forest.
You lost your entire family, I
The
understand.
whole entire family within one day, that was Erev Shavuot and Eve of Shavuot, all my family was gone. I was the only one survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Survived, yeah.
Okay, the Nazis invaded Poland in 1939.
But then our part was, Koretz was Poland, but Poland was divided by the eastern Poland and western Poland.
Mm-hmm.
And we lived in the eastern part of Poland.
And so you lived relatively undisturbed by the war for 2 years, eh?
Oh
No?
no, yes, pretty well, because we were under Russian regime.
Mm-hmm.
You see, we had our Russian government.
Okay.
And then, when the war broke out in 41, immediately between Russia and Germany,
yeah.
so then the Germans came,
Mm-hmm.
and they came in the end of June, and then when they started to exterminate us, just they slaughtered us by if you go on the street and somebody didn't like you, they just shot you, and they took the older people and pulled them by the beards, and it was horrible. It was just horrible, you know. Yes, and they were helped by their neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
The neighbors helped them. The minute they came, they had to put on every Jewish home had to be a Star of David. Well,
Mm-hmm.
who knew that where's the Jewish home unless we were told? They were told.
Yeah.
So it's and one day they just gathered us all together, and they marched. They took out a few people. I was between some of them that my mother pushed. I was 16, which I was 14, and I must have had a mission for a reason. God left me alive,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And then they took them into the 3 massive graves. There were 3 massive graves, and the next day they had the ghetto, formed the ghetto for the people that survived, and we had to go and cover the graves.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. And And no one understood me for 30 years. No one until I read the book of Father Desbois.
Mm-hmm.
And he answered my question. For 70 years, it boggled my mind. How in the world were the lame fled the people?
Father Desbois, pick up the story from there if you would, please.
So I met Fanny 2 years ago. In fact, since 12 years I built an organization with 25 people, and now we work in 10 countries. It's true, the German between 41 and 44, in Russia, Belarus, Ukraine, Moldavia, Romania, Lithuania, Estonia, etc. They pass from village to village. They arrived in the morning. They said to the people, they sent them in Palestine, and in fact they had prepared mass graves. And the same day the Jewish community is finished. They killed around 2.3 million people. It goes until Azerbaijan. They killed also the gypsies, and they killed also the disabled people. It was the three categories they exterminated.
So there was never even any pretense that they were going to ship people to the camps.
No, there was no camp, and they didn't need camps. They had the idea of camps only for Western countries like France, like Germany, etc. No, it was no camps. It was a young German who came by car in the night. They surrendered the ghetto with local polizei, and they announced they bring them to Palestine, and they kill them. It was their methodology. They never brought anybody in camps, and we have found back now in my organization, we have found back the mass grave of 1.3 million Jews. It stays 1 million to find. I have actually 2 teams on the ground, one in Poland and one in Belarus, and I just received this evening the email. They found the 2 mass graves today, one of 1,500 Jews and another of 1,300 Jews, and they found the guy who was digging the mass grave is still alive. And we have interviewed 3,800 people because people want to speak before to die. It's why I come in Calgary.
Mm-hmm. Okay. The guy who dug the mass grave,
yeah.
Was he Jewish? Did they make him?
No. We interview only non-Jewish. The 3,800 we interview are local farmers who are digging the mass grave, fulfilling the mass graves, selling the suits of the Jews, taking the gold teeth, forced by the German. It was not by their will. And these people, they were teenagers because we arrived very late. So it's why they accept to be video recorded. And my challenge is to give evidences of its genocide, because when people think Holocaust, they think only Auschwitz. And of course Auschwitz existed. But 2.3 million has been shot in public. Everybody show it and nobody knows.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I need to take a quick break. We'll pick up on the story when we come back. My 2 guests are Fanny Wedro of Calgary, a survivor of one of these massacres, and Father Patrick Desbois from Belgium, right?
From France,
from
Paris.
France. Okay, from sorry, I had been told you were from Belgium.
It's not too far.
My apologies. Author of The Holocaust by Bullets will continue their story right after this.